The fifth thing on the list, and this is the most important thing on the list, if you write nothing else down, write this down. Hi friends, welcome back to my 30-day series on how to become a food content creator in 2025. If you haven't watched the other videos in the series, please go back and watch those. Make sure that you like and subscribe. And if you have questions, please leave them in the comments. I would love to answer any questions that you guys have. Today, I'm going to give you 5 things that you should avoid as a content creator. And this is something that's going to carry you throughout your content creation journey. It's something to be mindful of in all of the content that you create because it kind of hinders your growth if you're not cognizant of this while you're creating your content. I'm going to put a bonus at the end of this video because there's something that I think is super important and I've never ever heard anybody talk about this, and this has gotten me quite a few collaborations in my day. The first thing I'm going to say that you need to make sure that you're aware of as you're filming your content is audio quality. And so I didn't go over this in the essentials, my bad, but you definitely should have a microphone or headphones. For the longest time while I was creating content, I used my Apple headphones. I would just plug them in and kind of set the mic up off camera, but towards me, so that it would elevate and amplify my voice. So you definitely want to get some kind of microphone or headphone or something that's going to boost and build the sound. The second thing that I would say to be aware of as you're filming or as you're editing actually is to make sure that you're not doing super long cuts in your edit. So we've talked about this. Typically, I do anywhere from 5 to 8/10 of a second per shot, unless I'm talking directly to the camera. Because what happens is, if you're editing and you have a super long shot of you cutting green beans or washing something out, it takes people out of it. They realize what they're doing and they scroll away or they put their phone down and get up and go do something else. You want to constantly keep them engaged and stimulated. And the easiest way to do that on social media is to constantly be changing what they're looking at. And if you're not changing what they're looking at, be talking directly to them. The third thing on the list, and we've also mentioned this before, but I'm going to elaborate a little bit, only posting perfect outcomes. So we are overrun on social media with people posting their highlight reel. It's great to show everybody how amazing you did, but also if you have a hiccup in the kitchen, also post that. I said this in a previous video, some of my best performing content has been me talking about burning something or undercooking something or not cooking it well because people want to know that you're real. So instead of getting lost in a loop of perfectionism, which we're going to talk about how to get out of, rip the band-aid off and post your fails. I cannot overstate this enough. Post your wins and your losses, because people will find you much more relatable if they know you're doing the same kind of stuff that they're doing in the kitchen. The fourth thing on the list is trying to be in all the apps. Content creation takes time. I think the idea that some people have when they're watching people create content is that it's easy, but it takes a lot of time and effort and work and learning. And what will happen if you try to get on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and Pinterest and Lemonade and Flip? You're gonna burn out. You need to pick a lane and stay there. At least for the first 6 months. Just really learn that app. Learn how to build your audience. Learn what your content identity is. Learn what your posting schedule is. Learn how you like your captions to look. Just really stick in one app and master that app. Once you have that app mastered, you can go to the next one. But trying to start out on 3 or 4 different apps is a great way to burn out. And you know what you do when you burn out? You quit, and we don't want you to quit. So start with one app and scale from there. And then the fifth thing on the list, and this is the most important thing on the list, if you write nothing else down, write this down. Do not ignore your comments and your DMs. Your comments, even though somebody might not be giving you the type of energy you want in the comment, if somebody says anything, if somebody says cute, thank you so much, you need to reply to every single comment, because what that does is it builds community between you and your followers. And if you respond to that first comment, they're likely to come back and comment again, but it also lets the algorithm know that you're engaged. And it helps to continue to boost your video. And the numbers also look good, because when people look at it, instead of it saying 6 comments that you didn't reply to, it'll say 12 because you replied to them all. And just eyeballing it, 12 comments looks way better than 6. And on top of not ignoring your comments, you want to make sure you're not ignoring your DMs. So some brands are going to hit you in the DM. Other collaborators may hit you in the DM to collaborate. Sponsorships affiliate links might come. Like, All kinds of activity happens in the DM, and some of it's going to be fluff. You don't need to worry about it if you know it's fluff. But sometimes brands are going to reach out to you in the DM so that they can collaborate. And if you don't ever check your DMs, and especially on Instagram, because they have like that general mailbox and then they have like the private one where if they don't follow you and you don't follow them, it goes to like a separate mailbox. Make sure you're checking that mailbox too, because sometimes your brand deals are going to come from there. And the last thing, and this is like 5.1, this is attached to not ignoring, put your email in your bio. Brands are sometimes going to reach out to you via email. Their marketing person or their influencer relations or whoever is going to reach out to you directly via email. And you want to make sure that they have an avenue to do that. So put your email in your bio. I have gotten so many collaborations because my email was in my bio. So make sure your email is in your bio all day, every day, just to simplify the process of brands getting into contact with you. As always, if you have any questions, please comment them below. I want to make sure I'm answering all of your questions. And if you have not watched the other videos in the series, please go back and do that. And then make sure you come back for the next 2 days because we're talking about how to get over imposter syndrome and how to release the perfectionism that holds us back. So make sure you're here for that. I will see you tomorrow. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.